Right, in this episode, joined by Xavier Sherman, class of 2011. Mr. Sherman, how are we?
I'm doing pretty well. Can't complain. How
Good.
about you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. Where are you calling from?
I'm currently in Washington, D.C. I'm on campus at Howard. Got a few hours today for my internship, but I came in ahead of time to meet with you.
Perfect. I appreciate that. All right, so you're at Howard. You're a Bison.
Yes, sir.
Love it. All right, so let's think back a million years ago. You were in middle school. Why'd you decide early college?
Um, I honestly didn't. Some teachers, my mom, I didn't recognize the opportunity at the time. So for me, it was, dang, I'm leaving my friends. I don't want to do this. But my mom and I forgot what teacher at Whittemore Park recommended me and sent the letter to my mom and contacted her. But she saw it and just told me to apply. And honestly, once I got in, I still didn't want to go. My mom, still being a parent, knew it was right for me at the time, just saw the opportunity going to early college. And I'm glad she saw it and recognized the chances that I would have because I'm glad I was able to grow up in early college as opposed to my base high school just because gave me a little more space and one-on-one time. I got in trouble a lot at early college, but it was a safe space to not get in heavy trouble, but to kind of make a few mistakes and learn from it. So I appreciate the teachers and my mom for pushing me to apply.
Love it. Love the honesty. Love the part about grace there. You had the freedom to make some mistakes along the way, but you learn from them. Uh,
Sure.
and again, I love the honesty too, because not everybody wants to be here initially. They don't know what they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I mean, awesome. You stuck with it. Obviously worked out really well for you. Uh, all right. So you graduate 2000 or 2011. Uh, then what? Where were you off to next?
Then I went to LaGrange College for a year. Played D3 basketball, and it was an enjoyable experience. And at that time, I was majoring in math. I still knew I wanted to be a teacher, but it was just an expensive school. Too. It was a D3 school, so no athletic scholarships. I was able to get academic, but by the end of my December, so some fall, into my first semester at LaGrange, I kind of just the basketball grind and realizing I can go get the same degree back home for a little bit cheaper. So then I ended up transferring to Coastal, and that's when a lot of my story from education wise, I graduated early college as a second semester sophomore and still took 4 years to graduate college. My path has been around the world, and I'm glad it has been. Like I've experienced a lot, so no complaints. At the time, it was scary. Though I can't. Where I am now, I wasn't this space a year ago. So in those moments, I was struggling. I was stressed out. Didn't really see a way out. But I remember working in Denver, and someone told the entire group that you've made it through 100% of the tough times you faced, and that just gave me the reassurance to kind of just it's going to be hard, but just keep going forward. And that's been a lot of my story since leaving early college, and even before getting in there throughout early college. That's been a lot of my story. Just keep going forward, and you see what happens on the other side.
I like that a lot. Got to dig deeper on that one. Uh, all right, so LaGrange, I assume it's the LaGrange in Georgia.
Yes, so Lagrange College, the Panthers in Lagrange, Georgia, Troup County.
Troup County, I
Still
remember I played football against them.
okay. I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yep. Uh, yeah, in the middle of nowhere for the most part.
yeah.
Very small town. Makes
They
Conway look
recently
big.
I missed County when I left. They recently built a Great Wolf Lodge out there, but
Oh,
before
wow.
when I was there in 11, 12, it wasn't much. It it wasn't much outside of basketball. Like, I'm glad I played basketball because I had a group of friends already kind of built in when I got there. But it was a pretty much a sports school. If you, I know few people that went to Lagrange, but they were all from that area. But largely, it was kind of just the athletic school that everybody once holidays hit, the campus disappeared.
Sure. And the basketball thing's interesting too, because physically, I mean, you're a big guy, super tall. You've been tall since day one.
Yeah.
You're probably looking down at teachers back at Whittemore Park. Uh, and so your size alone, in addition to your skills, is what helps you on the athletic field or on the courts, right? And so you make the most out of that opportunity, which I absolutely love. And you played other things at Conway too, right?
Yes, sir. I played soccer and basketball. I played baseball growing up, but I stopped by the time I got to high school. But soccer and basketball were my two sports that I loved and still. Once I started teaching, I was kind of around them as well too at Conway High School.
Right. So you take advantage of that opportunity that's presented to you. You learn a lot at LaGrange. You learn kind of what you like, what you don't like. Uh, then you come back to Coastal. You've learned some things. What are you majoring in at Coastal?
And when I first got to Coastal, I was still a math major. I knew I still wanted to be a teacher, but thought math was my way. My first year, I got a C. No, I got a D in trig and an F in calc. And I remember going to work out with my best friend on campus. And I was like, yo, before we go work out, I'm about to go change my major real fast because math is not it for me. I was like, and at that point, I luckily took a few history classes at Coastal. And Dr. Amanda Bryan, I had one of her classes, just a random class. And I was like, I looked at my transcript and knew that I loved the history side. Just I learned that from LaGrange as well. But that was when I was like, I can still be a teacher. And it's not math. Like I love math. I loved it from early college. I remember Miss Baldwin, loved her as a teacher, but just something about Coastal, the math department there, it kicked my butt. I couldn't. So I realized I could still be a teacher and go do a different path of that.
Love it. An opportunity presents itself. You take it. When did you graduate from Coastal with your bachelor's?
My bachelor's was 2015.
2015. Then what?
And then right after that, the MAT program. So I knew before graduation, I already got accepted into Coastal's MAT program. And so I did that for 14 months.
In the MAT program, I'm an MAT person too, from Winthrop, not Coastal, but you have that initial degree, and the MAT is that additional certification piece. So you graduate with the MAT, secondary social studies.
Yep, secondary social studies.
All right, then what?
I didn't go into education at the time. I remember sitting in one of my classes and I found out a good friend passed away at the time. And I didn't take it the best. And I knew at the time I wasn't ready to teach. And during my MAT program and a few of my later years undergrad, I was working at Under Armour. And so I had a chance to go be a store manager at Under Armour and go into teaching. And I wasn't ready to teach. So I took a job, moving to Charleston just to kind of get away from Horry County for a little while and ended up doing that. Only stayed away for uh, a semester because then second semester I ended up coming back and teaching at a school in Horry County. So I went away but didn't stay away from education. So then I ended up getting back in education route 2017. That would have been February 2017. I came back and teaching again.
And did you stay in the classroom?
I was in the classroom that one semester, and I remember feeling that it wasn't for me because I love working with kids. But what was for me was the reason I got an education was because I realized at early college I had a lot of teachers that academically I was always going to be good, but I needed the extra attention, and that is what I wanted to be for kids. And I want to be for kids is teachers are going to help you learn the X, Y, and Z, the X's and O's and things. But the part that I enjoy working with kids and advocating for kids is the things they need outside the classroom, because that's what got me through so much. So my first semester, I saw how much standards and just going through the debt process and all that, it was like, this is a lot. I'm not enjoying it. So what can I do to transition into another space to still help kids? And I bounced around. What did I work after that? I've had a few jobs in my day.